And head of engineering for RMStator. Today we're going to take a look at our top watercraft selling parts. So we have stators, regulators, CDI box, ignition coils, starter relay, and a cam position sensor that fit all sorts of things from outboard motors to personal watercraft. So I think this is a great spotlight on this segment of our product line to show you what we have and some of the improvements on these type of parts. So let's take a look. Okay, first we're going to take a look at our stator for the 2002 to 2017 Sea-Doo Challenger, Sportster, Wake models. So these are really popular personal watercraft, and we have a great stator. This is one of our top selling marine category products. So you can see in our stator, it's a direct OEM replacement. We use our thin laminations, which are extremely thin stampings for the core of the stator. These act like the radiator on your car and help pull heat away from the coil and to dissipate it. We use an OEM type metal wire clamp, an OEM type grommet that perfectly seals the side case. We use our silicone insulated and then cloth covered wiring along with OEM style connectors. So this is a great, excellent replacement for your Sea-Doo stator and will help you keep you on the water all summer. Okay, here's another great example of a watercraft stator. This is for about 1990 to 2005, the Sea-Doo Sportster and Speedster models. It is an example of a stator that has a backing plate. So you can see we have our cast and then machined aluminum backing plate that fits just like the OEM, perfect fit for your motor. You can see that we have OEM type coils. This is a great example of the different type of coils. We have the charging coils here that use our thin laminations, and they're a three-pole coil mounted on a three-pole core, and then we have a bar coil type here that is a flat single coil. This is for the ignition winding. So this is the source coil that drives your ignition system. It uses hair-thin, super fine wire with many turns of wire around it. We cloth wrap those and then resin and impregnate them so they're completely sealed and they will last a very long time on your motor. We use OEM wire length. On this particular stator, you'll reuse the grommet or the seal on the original system, and then we include a brand new OEM type connector and terminals. So it's a very easy installation and some loom to sheath the wire. So this is a great example of a different type of stator, but a very unique one and a great solution for your Sea-Doo. Let's take a look at a voltage regulator rectifier. This is for the Yamaha 150 horsepower outboard motors, and there's quite a few years of these. You can see that it's a unique housing. We do a cast housing just like the original. It's a perfect fit for the original with original dimension mounting holes. It's also completely epoxy potted and sealed inside, so it's moisture proof, waterproof, and vibration resistant. So it has OEM type connector terminals, and then you can see we also include the opposite connector with another set of terminals and seals, so that'll let you replace the wiring on your vehicle side or the wiring harness side of the engine if it was damaged. So this is a really nice replacement and an upgrade if you have a problem with the wiring on your Yamaha outboard. Okay, here we have a voltage regulator for the Sea-Doo GTX models. You can see that it's a direct OEM replacement style, has an OEM housing that will fit just like the original. It is completely epoxy coated and sealed inside for water and vibration resistance. Has rubber grommet for the wire exit, so that's also potted up against the back, so it completely prevents water intrusion into the regulator. Has OEM style wire length and then OEM connectors, so it's a direct plug and play replacement for your Sea-Doo. Here we have our RMStator replacement for the Polaris LR505 module. So these were used on many Polaris watercraft, the Genesis and a couple other models. And they are basically an AC relay. So they connect to the stator and they are triggered when the stator produces voltage, so when the engine starts cranking. It then turns on an output that it can power up the fuel pump and the ignition system and other things. So it's kind of a safety module that's used on these watercraft. They were prone to failure from Polaris, and so we have an excellent replacement. Uses OEM style wire colors, OEM style connectors, and the OEM style housing, so it's very easy to mount, to plug in, and get your Polaris back up and running. Here is our replacement for the Yamaha 30 and 40 horsepower two-stroke outboard motors. It's a direct OEM replacement CDI box. So this is your ignition controller that will fire the spark plugs. It's an OEM style housing. It's molded plastic housing, same dimensions for the mounting ears, so it installs just like the original. It is epoxy potted and sealed inside, so it's moisture and vibration resistant. And then it has an OEM style wiring harness with original wire colors and connectors, so it's a very easy install on your Yamaha outboard. Okay, here is our OEM style CDI switch box for Mercury outboards. So it's kind of a unique part. Most CDI boxes don't look like this, so you might recognize it. It is a direct replacement for the original OEM style housing with the OEM mounting hole dimension, so it's an easy direct replacement. I believe these motors use 2 of these per motor, so keep that in mind. It has completely epoxy resin sealed inside, so it's waterproof. And it has OEM style screw terminals, so it's very easy installation. Each of the terminals has a wire color marking on it, so it's very easy to know which wire color is going to install to which terminal. And it has a grounding wire included as well. So very nice solution for your Mercury outboard. Here's our starter relay for Johnson and Evinrude outboard motors from 76 to 81. So this is a direct OEM replacement. It has OEM mounting dimensions for the mounting bracket here on the bottom, along with a rubber seal to the plastic housing, so it completely seals out moisture and water for marine environment. Has screw terminals just like the OEM for an easy installation, and this will help keep your Johnson outboard going. Here we have our cap coil. This is for 4-stroke Mercury outboard motors. It is a direct replacement for your OEM coil. It has the OEM mounting bracket design to fit in the original location. Has OEM type connector that uses a sealed connector. And then it has a OEM style rubber boot to completely seal out the spark plug cavity from any sort of moisture. These are great direct replacement for your originals, and they keep your motor running extremely well. We have our cam position sensor for the Suzuki DF series outboard motors. This is a direct replacement for your original. The cam sensor is important because it provides a timing signal for your ignition system. This one has the OEM style rubber O-ring to help seal it into the motor, OEM style mounting bracket, and OEM style sealed connector. So it's a direct replacement for your original to keep your Suzuki outboard running well.